Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.
What's going on, YouTube? It's Nathan back with another video presentation. I hope each and every one of you had a wonderful Christmas. I hope Santa Claus treated each and every one of you well. This is episode 7 of the podcast Big Nate Talk podcast. As you can tell by my mood, this is obviously going to be a painful episode of the podcast. Before we get into it, there's a few things I need to say up front. As I stated in the last episode, which was that's the 29th, before we went on the Christmas, that I said I was going to be on stream. Yeah, I decided to just stick with StreamYard. Melon is too complicated for me. I had trouble just getting knowing the website, how to control stuff, how to upload clips. It was just getting really overwhelming for me. So I'm sticking with StreamYard. We are 2 days from celebrating the new year. And around the 30th, I'm going to pre-record a video for y'all of my review of 2021 and goals for 2022. In today's episode, I will have to painfully recap what happened here in the DMV, which was obviously embarrassing, atrocious to watch. My mood, I am just not in the mood to talk about these games. I'm really not. And to add on to that, the Wizards made it painful watching them get by 21 points. Just utter disgusting. And also, too, we got to talk about what's going on, sir? Preview the bowl games. You know what you're here for. Alabama, Georgia, Cincinnati, Michigan, the Cotton Bowl and the Orange Bowl, and the Pinstripe Bowl. We're going to talk about that as well. So, absolutely pitiful. I agree, Sean. I definitely agree. Shout out to Sean Spencer. Let's talk football. I can't stand Cowboy fans. I really can't. Thank you. I appreciate it. These shades are to hide the pain. Let's talk about Thursday Night Football as the San Francisco 49ers and the Tennessee Titans clashed. Final score, 2017 Titans. A.J. Brown made his return. You know, in the first half of that game, they only had 55 yards as a cohesive unit offensively. You know, let's be honest. This team, the biggest concern we all had when Derrick Henry went down was, can they hold it down? Could the fort be held until Mr. King Henry returned? And A.J. Brown showed that difference. missing 3 games to a chest injury. 36.5 points in fantasy football. 11 receptions for 145 yards and a touchdown. Deebo Samuel, too, he played well. 159 yards. But Jimmy G, we know what we're going to get out of him. He had a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, it's a wrap for Jimmy Garoppolo. As their future's Trey Lance. Like, John Lynch had to come out and apologize that he liked the tweet or whatnot, pretty much saying to move on from Jimmy G, and he apologized for it. But I feel like this year he's actually been playing kind of pretty well to prove that he could stay. But I think the 49ers are going in a different direction. And on top of that, he's going to be out this upcoming week. So Trey Lance is taking the helm. Again, 49ers made mistakes and capitalized on it. I think they had Tennessee in the bag. I mean, they only had 10 points. And on the second drive of that game, that Garoppolo threw the first interception. In the second half, they looked horrible. Tennessee finally put it together. The clock management in the fourth quarter with Tennessee those last few minutes was awful. Let's give it pretty much again. I gotta give a shout out to their offensive coordinator. I think his name's Todd Downing. Again, could this offense be sustainable without Derrick Henry? And they proved it. They definitely proved it. So I'm sticking with the fact that the Tennessee Titans will win the AFC South. As we move on to the painful weekend, the DMV Christmas Massacre occurred Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I watched both games and utterly wanted to put my head through a wall. It was embarrassing to watch. The Baltimore Ravens got dubbed on the road by Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 fucking way, boy.
525 yards, Joe Burrow threw 4 touchdowns. Haven't seen that at all in quite some time. He joined some elite company, by the way, too. Warren Moon, Matt Schaub, I think his name is Norm Van Brocklin, something like that. Just utter disgusting. I got to give Josh Johnson his flowers. We didn't have Marquise Brown. I mean, not Marquise Brown. We didn't have Tyler Huntley, who was on the COVID list at the last minute. Lamar Jackson is still recovering from an ankle sprain. Due for 300 yards and a couple touchdowns. But that defense.
What the hell was that? I'm pissed off. Get it together. Y'all look like trash.
Anthony Averett had a we thought it was a chest injury, but turned out to be a rib injury. Just embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. There's just nothing else to take away from it. I mean, but other than Mark Andrews is close to being, I think, breaking the tight end record for the most receptions in the season. He's already surpassed Todd Heap. as a Raven record. Uh, Rashard Bateman, Poche, Wallace all stepped in there. But we got our ass kicked. And then Sunday, then 8:20, Sunday evening in Jerry World, we got the Washington football team got annihilated 56-14.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 fucking way, boy.
What the hell was that? I'm pissed off. Get it together. Y'all look like trash.
I was wrong on guaranteeing the Washington football team upsetting Dallas in Jerry World. Dak Prescott threw for 320 yards, 4 touchdowns. Terrence Steele had a touchdown. The second half, I mean, just absolutely awful. Like, Taylor Heineke coming off COVID, just didn't look, he just looked bad. The first pass he threw was an interception to Trayvon Diggs. And then the next drive, again, no good. Like, Dallas just, it looked like it was open season on us. I mean, they used the big plays. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. I mean, you even had Dalton Schultz out there before he got popped. Like, we just couldn't get anything going at all. Like, I watched the whole game thinking, okay, there's no way you're going to let it, there's no way we're going to sit here and let them just walk all over us like that. I will say this for the most part. Guys did not quit. I mean, Antonio Gibson had a good game. There was some catches by De'Ami Brown had a nice catch. But I'm hurt. Watching both of those games was just awful to watch. It really was. And obviously, seeing Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen on the sidelines, listen, nobody's going to put a finger in my face and not get away with it. When you're down 21 points, because it was 28-7 at that point. Of course, tensions are going to boil. You're frustrated. you're getting embarrassed on the road. I appreciated Ron Rivera's response. It's part of the game. I have seen that in every locker room with sports. I've even experienced it with participating in varsity baseball. This game and Baltimore's games, to me, have been dubbed the DMV Christmas Massacre. And really quick to go back to the Baltimore game, there's a big difference. When you're up 21 points and you're throwing the ball on me still, I think that's a bit uncalled for. But I understand. And for people to compare it to when we played Denver, I think have it backwards. Just a tad bit. So, Joe Burrow, enjoy this moment with the Ravens. You threw 525 yards on us. I understand maybe some frustration not making the Pro Bowl. This is a subliminal message. The Dallas Cowboys, enjoy this moment. Y'all enjoy this.
So when are we going to say something about it? You know what? I'm going to walk away. I'll be right back because I'm scared I'm going to say something that might get me in trouble because I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
As we transition into the next game, that really was a shocker. That really, at this point, has thrown the Baltimore Ravens' chances of making the playoffs. The Miami Dolphins surprised who that nation? 23.
Relationship with your children.
My God.
Ian Book was thrown to the Wolves as Taysom Hill was put on the COVID-19 reserve list. The Miami Dolphins have won 7 straight. They're the first team to lose 7, win 7, and by all accounts, are going to make the playoffs.
Guaranteed.
I'll say for the Dolphins, offensively, they still have some things to work on. I do, with Tula, I do question some of his decision-making in the pocket. Unfortunately, I lost in fantasy football thanks to Mr. Jalen Waddle and Mike Gesicki practically not getting the ball. Their defense for Miami was able to create turnovers. Ian Book, I feel really, really bad for him. I mean, they couldn't sustain anything. That kid should not have been out there. I would have found somebody else that has just a little bit more experience. I mean, to throw a rookie in the midst of a must-win game, and it just looked bad. Like, they didn't until like the second quarter. It was on the 12 minute and 30 second around that time. That was the first down they got in that game. They didn't convert any of the 12 opportunities they had in that game, but particularly on third down. That's just. Congratulations to the Miami Dolphins.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
As we painfully move into the next subject of the show, Jim Mora, step to the podium, please.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Week 16, the playoff picture looks a little different. Oh, my God. I do apologize for my mood, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still recovering. So, as of today, it's not showing up for me. Why? Is the website down? Come on. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm trying to pull up the playoff picture, and it's not doing it for me. I don't know why. Let's try this. As of today, the Kansas City Chiefs are the number 1 seed in the AFC, followed by the Tennessee Titans, Bengals, Bills, Colts, Patriots, and the Miami Dolphins. Because of last night's loss, the Baltimore Ravens fall to the 8th seed, 8-7, followed by the Chargers and the Raiders. Pittsburgh's 500 after taking that embarrassing loss to the Chiefs. The Cleveland Browns and the Broncos are 7-8. The Baltimore Ravens are not going to make the playoffs.
Guaranteed.
They're not going to beat the Rams. I just don't see it. Unless some random thing happens, we're not beating the Los Angeles Rams. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest. And let me get on my soapbox for a second. The Baltimore Ravens have been plagued with injuries and then COVID. Yesterday was all you needed to see. No, Sunday, excuse me. All you needed to see with the team. This not happening. It's just not. The Los Angeles Chargers are 8-7. The Los Angeles Chargers could actually the Baltimore Ravens are not making the wild card. Glasses off, yes. BT, what's going on? When you look at this team, the Chargers, I feel like they're still putting it together. But I would have expected some better results. Now, I get it. Mike Williams was out he was on the COVID reserve list. I get it. They play the Broncos, which I know they'll win next week. But if I'm looking at these 7 seeds correct, the Dolphins play the Titans. The 7 seeds that are currently there are making the playoffs.
Guaranteed.
The Las Vegas Raiders, I believe, will end the year 500. No, actually, I take it back. They'll end the year 10-7. No, I take it back. I don't think they're going to beat the Raiders. The Colts next week. Even though Carson Wentz was put on the COVID list. The Steelers, Browns, and the Broncos are not making the playoffs.
Guaranteed.
That is the AFC. The NFC is the Green Bay Packers, the Dallas Cowboys, the Los Angeles Rams, the Buccaneers, the Cardinals, Niners, Eagles. Looking on the outside in, the 7 seed you see currently, I just said I named. They're going to make the playoffs.
Guaranteed.
I think the Atlanta Falcons, honestly, truthfully, they're right there. The Saints, they're going to have to find it. It's a miracle. I don't think they can. They're going to have to figure it out. The Saints play Carolina, which I believe they'll win. But a lot of these teams are going to need certain teams to win and lose. Washington, I have to agree with Sean Spencer on this. Play for the draft pick, just like the Ravens should do as well. Because when you look at both teams,
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 fucking way, boy.
that's the playoff picture. Week 16. I don't think it's going to change, honestly. The Green Bay Packers are beating the Minnesota Vikings.
Guaranteed.
I just don't see it. I don't see the Vikings making the playoffs. And then the Falcons playing the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are beating the Atlanta Falcons.
Guaranteed.
Washington's got Philly. I don't know how we could psychologically recover from getting 40-balled on the road. The same thing with the Ravens. Do I even want to talk about Week 16 picks? Why not? For the most part, I'd say, except for a few games, I got them all right. Packers beat the Browns 24-22. The Colts beat the Cardinals 22-16. The Atlanta Falcons beat the Lions 20-16. The Rams beat the Vikings 30-23. The Jets beat the Jags 26-21. The Eagles demolished the Giants 34-10. The Bills with a much-needed win over the New England Patriots 33-21. And then in a surprising victory, the Houston Texans beat the Los Angeles Chargers 41-29.
Relationship with your
Oh
children.
my God.
The Buccaneers beat the Panthers 32-6. Seattle Seahawks lost to the Chicago Bears in the snow 25-24. I feel bad for Russell Wilson. I do. That divorce needs to the papers need to be signed. It's not Pete Carroll. In my personal opinion, it's not. I blame front office. That they know that man needed help and they've ignored it. Why would I stay on the team and it's not happening? Yeah, Nate, my Falcons are not making the playoffs. Shame they waited so late in the season to halfway start playing. I think they played decently, in my personal opinion. That was Week 16. There's no Thursday Night Football as we got 2 more weeks. They're all Sunday games. So Friday, you will see preview for the Sunday games, and then that's it. let's transition into the NFL news. I'm going to play a video at the end. Rest in peace, John Madden. He passed away at 85. Yesterday morning. He didn't say anything until early in the evening. I'm shook. I think with Demaryius Thomas recently passing away before Christmas, and then to hear this, when you think of John Madden, when you think of football, those are the two words that come to my mind: John Madden, football. John Madden and Pat Summerall were actually, as when I was growing up, were one of the two reasons why I got interested in wanting to pursue radio and television, mass communications and journalism and media. And obviously, if you didn't play Madden, you had to have known it. I mean, except for the early Maddens, I think the most I got from 2002. I think I've played pretty much all of them from 2002 till up till now. He definitely touched all of us in a way, and you got to understand the game of football through him. And it just sucks. We lost a legend. I want to send my thoughts and prayers to his family. Tomorrow's never promised. It's just crazy. And they just had his documentary that came out on Christmas. I missed it. Obviously, didn't get a chance to see it. Now here's a guy that exactly, absolutely. So I'm gonna play a video at the end to kind of show, just to play a little tribute to John Madden. You need to go back and play at 94, 95. Yeah, I didn't have the PlayStation. I had the PlayStation 2. Well, we had the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, the GameCube, and PlayStation 4. We had a Nintendo 64, but yeah. Probably the one game I probably should have wanted to play was 2001, but that was on the PlayStation. So, rest in peace to John Madden, man. Tom Brady said he got warned by the NFL that he will be fined if he throws another Surface tablet. In that game against the New Orleans Saints, where they got blanketed, Tom Brady threw a tablet and broke it. And the league said, "Yo, man, do that again. You're going to get fined." We paid some hard-earned money for those things. Those are not cheap to replace, to fix. That's back on the Sega Genesis. Yeah, I never had the Sega Genesis. Only version of Madden I had was 90 on my PC. My Falcon used to crush it. Carson Wentz plays on the COVID list, as I said earlier. They actually reached out to, they poorly called or were calling Phillip Rivers to see would he come back and play.
I'm not going to even sit here and act like I didn't know this was coming. Or act like I know this was coming because I did it.
That's just, nah. No. As far as the Steelers, I wanted to talk about Mike Tomlin. I kind of want to call him out on this. I've noticed these last couple weeks, really this whole season, some of the behavior that you're seeing on the field, and particularly against the Chiefs, you do have to question Mike Tomlin from a certain standpoint. They're going to find him for that tablet, but not curse. I agree. Honestly, I don't like it because I'm a fan of Mike Tomlin, and some of these things you're seeing when, for example, Claypool, his little first down point, and then what you saw against the Chiefs, that's coaching. I just don't understand that. Mike, and to me, those are the kind of things that the media is going to use against him. And I'm just very disappointed because now I kind of can see where some of those rumors were beginning to surface about him taking the job at USC because of, well, he's kind of lost the locker room. You know, doesn't have the troops in order. And a lot of this goes back to, honestly, truthfully, when they had Antonio Brown. If you remember, when he filmed the fiery locker room speech and he's on Facebook Live, that's not cool. So we do have to really kind of call him out on that. Not like hey, like come to the office, let's have a conversation about that. Bruce Arians tested positive for COVID-19. Send my thoughts and prayers for him. The NFL and the Players Association agreed to the new CDC isolation recommendations. I'll get into that in a little bit. The Jacksonville Jaguars requested interviews with some coordinators for the new head coaching job for next season. Has he really lost the locker room? No, I don't think he's lost the locker room, but I do think there's some weeds that are starting to overgrow, and it needs to be some weed. There needs to be some pruning, refertilizing, and there needs to be some new grass seed. I believe, in my opinion. But remember, he said USC can't write enough big enough check. Yeah, he did say that. Yes, he did. So according to the rules, they can have up to 6 days. Okay, based on the current protocols, hold on, crap. It's not loading. There you go. It kind of froze. There we go. All right. So basically what it's saying is saying that based on the current protocols, unvaccinated people who tested positive will be gone for 5 days, not 10. And then vaccinated players that test positive can come back in 5 if they don't test negative. Now, even if you're also asymptomatic, you can also still play, which is kind of weird in my opinion. Because to me, once again, this is all about the greenbacks. This is the NFL trying to get all hands on deck and trying to finish out these last 2 games and get ready for the playoffs. I cannot believe we really agreed to that, but I pray that guys stay safe and hope for the best these next 2 weeks. Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah. I'm glad you got the gardening analogy with that. So, Brian Leftwich, Todd Bowles, Kellen Moore, Dan Quinn, Nathaniel Hackett, and Matt Erbfluss, the Jags have requested interviews on them. Because the Cowboys are playing so well, Dan Quinn can get another head coaching job in the NFL.
Relationship with your
Oh
children.
my God.
I feel like my only issue is I don't want any, like, particularly like a Byron Leftwich, maybe a Todd Bowles, to be in those situations, because I feel like the expectations are put harder on them. That's just me. I feel like they're going to probably go with someone like a Kellen Moore. That's just me. Oh my God. Herbivores. He's a vegetarian. I have no idea. So that happened around the NFL news. Let's transition into the bowl games. We've got the Cotton Bowl, Alabama versus Cincinnati. I think this is going to be an interesting one. David versus Goliath. Eric Bieniemy, I need my ears cleaned out. Eric, I feel like he'd be okay. I do. I just want somebody that they're going to give the opportunity to help the team grow and not be, okay, well, you did so well here in Dallas. Or you did so well in Kansas City. Well, in 2-3 years, I kind of want the team to be X, Y, and Z. I mean, don't get me wrong, he has been due for a head coaching job. I would want him. I'd want that for him. But again, like I said, the expectations that are going to be put on by the media and ownership, again, the same guy we're talking about that hired Urban Meyer. You know, I want to trust him going. Eric Bieniemy, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's definitely deserving a head coaching job, but knowing Shad Khan, I don't trust it. Couple things I took note for this game. Obviously, Alabama is more experienced, and they're ready. We all know that everyone's picking the Roll Tide. Obviously, you got your Heisman Trophy award winner Bryce Young, and Cincinnati. They're young coming into this playoffs. I think they've got a little bit more of an upside. I think number 4 Cincinnati can upset the Roll Tide. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's going to be a close game, but we all know Nick Saban's Crimson Tide. They're going to come out there ready to play. I think it's going to be the Alabama Roll Tide. Oh, my God. I can't believe I'm really saying that. No, I'm not going to do it. Cincinnati 27-24.
Guaranteed.
And Sean Spencer agrees with me in the comments. He's got 27-21 Cincinnati. Cincinnati can definitely be a thorn in Alabama's side, particularly on defense. Let's transition into the Orange Bowl. Mr. Anthony Handy's Georgia Bulldogs versus Jim Harbaugh in the show. Michigan. Well, I think it should be a good game. I do feel like Georgia has the weapons. I think it's going to come down to a couple things. I think it's going to be who gets going first and who can contain whose offense. I mean, Nick Saban's coordinators that have coached have all done well coaching. Sean, the biggest Bearcat fan outside of Ohio. I like it. Now, I get it. Michigan has Aiden Hutchinson, and you got David Ojabo. Ajabo. I think so you say his name. Like that defense is nothing to sneeze at. But Stetson Bennett, you know, I get it. I think he's the guy that's starting. I do. He's threw 24 touchdowns, had almost 2,400 yards in passing. I pulled up some notes here. So points per game, Michigan is 9th with 37. Georgia's 8th with 38. Points allowed per game, 16 with Michigan. Georgia I'll round it up to 10, so it's 9.8. Total yards, Georgia is 26th. Michigan's 14th. Total yards rushing, Michigan's 8th. Georgia's 35th. Passing, Michigan 66th. Georgia's 51st. Yards allowed, Georgia 2nd. Michigan 10th. Rushing yards allowed, Michigan 20th. Georgia 3rd. Passing yards allowed, Michigan 19th. Georgia 8th. So got to stop Haskins and figure out how to shut down Hutchinson. They've already confirmed in the press conference that the mailman is starting. I think it's going to come down to a field goal. I think the Georgia Bulldogs are going to upset Michigan 35-34.
Guaranteed.
As we move into a bowl game, hopefully that they bring some Christmas cheer for me after my two teams, really three teams, couldn't get it done. And we're going to get into the third team in a minute. The Maryland Terrapins played Virginia Tech in the Pinstripe Bowl. You know, I got to give a shout out to, again, Coach Lockley. He's building something really wonderful here in Maryland. That program is going to have some big things. I took some notes. We're playing in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. We play today, actually, at 2:15. That'll be on ESPN. So, a couple things I looked at. Virginia. Virginia has the 90th ranked total offense. And their best player offensively, Mr. Tavon Robinson, he transferred to Kentucky. Trey Turner is preparing for the NFL. And then you had someone by the name of Braxton Bruce Minister. He's into the transfer portal as well. So offensively, Virginia Tech is already not looking good. That's not going to happen. I just don't understand how you can let that happen. But that's a whole other subject for another day. They need to rename the bowl. I can't. When I say someone in a pinstripe suit. So I looked at their running game. They actually got a decent running game, Virginia Tech. Yes, I looked at this guy called Connor Brorick. The last 5 games, he's played in 5 games, threw 16 passes and rushed for 41 yards. 41 attempts, excuse me. That's just the strength of their offense. I've looked at some of the videos on YouTube. Maryland, defensively, we are a better running defense than we are passing. The 6 games I remember in 6 games I picked. I know in 6 games Maryland ranging from 140 to 170 in passing. However, and we've maintained in 3 games opponents under 100. That was Minnesota, Indiana, and Michigan. If you remember, got embarrassed. I already know what I'm going to expect. I'm not expecting anything. If you pass the ball against Maryland, it's open season. Let me say that. You know what you're going to see when you pass the ball against Maryland. I really feel like Maryland definitely will take advantage of what's in front of them. I do. Now, Maryland, you got Talia Tagovailoa. He's definitely the main ingredient to the offense. He's thrown 3,600 yards, 24 touchdowns on the year. Rakeem Jarrett, Okoye, or his top 2 wide receivers. But we had 10 other guys on the team that have at least 18 catches. They do have Virginia Tech does have a pretty good passing defense. I looked it up. They played North Carolina, Pittsburgh. I think if the biggest thing is we're going to have to mix it up against Virginia Tech. I think if we do that, I think it's going to be a good day. And also, too, Tyler, he's going to have to get guys involved, and guys are going to have to really kind of pick and choose. I really figure like the Hokies are going to really zero in on that passing offense. But thank you, Anthony, for joining me. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good evening. Have a good day at work in the morning. I will see you soon. Well, looking at it, Maryland technically does have the better team because the Hokies, you got argued players opting out, and the coaching staff is also too. A couple guys had the new coach. They're coming with a new coaching staff that's not really there all the way yet, and I think for Maryland this would be a big thing for us. Think about it. I remember we were 3-9 in 2019, and then obviously with COVID, we were 2-3, and then to get 500 this year, it says a lot for what Coach Loxley and this program has done. I can't ignore that. You can't ignore that at all. But I think the Maryland Terrapins are going to win the Pinstripe Bowl 40-21.
Guaranteed.
Hopefully, the Maryland Terrapins bring me some Christmas joy because we are about to get into the third team that did not do that for me. It is day 29 of the MLB Strike. No progress, no updates as far as anything. Like I said, probably in the new year, that's when they'll start negotiating. Let's transition into the NBA. The Washington Wizards. And I will get into I will get into Maryland basketball after this. So Maryland 21, Virginia Tech 17. I like it. Good score. So we lost to the Miami Heat tonight. Bradley Beal did not play. 119-112. We missed 7. We have 7 cats out due to COVID protocols. I wasn't expecting much. Again, I mean, I'll say this in the long term. I mean, against a squad against Miami, who also had some guys that were out as well. One thing I will say about Wes Unsell's team, the teams that I've seen so far this season, they don't pack it in. They don't. I have to give Wes Unsell that respect in that regard. I do. I mean, Bradley Beal didn't play, and then, like I said, when you have guys on COVID, it's really, really weird. The NBA this year alone, 541 players have been around the league. And that's not including the Washington Wizards. Rui Hashimura entered COVID protocols. Montrezl Harrell, he got into it the other night because Joel Embiid got in his head. I feel like when Joel Embiid provoked him. Kyle Kuzma had 22 points. Dinwiddie had 24 and 11. What can you say? Now, obviously, the game that I'm pissed off the most was watching the Washington Wizards get dubbed at home by the Philadelphia 76ers, 117-96. Just an absolute disgrace. Joel Embiid had 36 points and 13 rebounds. Bradley Beal was also out because of COVID protocols. Ladies and gentlemen, we had no answers for them. We shot under 40% in that game. 64% from the free throw line. Awful. It's one thing to get blown out at home. To lose at home is one thing. But to get dubbed at home, that's disgusting. We did beat the Knicks before Christmas, 124-117. Again, didn't have Bradley Beal, didn't have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in that game, if I remember. Aaron Holiday started, and then he moved Spencer Dinwiddie to the 2. Corey Casper started, and actually did pretty well. We had 7 guys in double figures in that game. Dinwiddie, Kuzma, Aaron Holiday, Gafford. And then Corey Casper had 20 points. Kemba Walker also went off on us and scored 44 points. He's actually been playing really well as of late. I got to give Kemba Walker my respect in that regard. I'm still not sold on the way the Wizards are playing. I just am not. Let me take these glasses off. Wizards still need to make some moves. Hopefully, something can be done. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said some things about LeBron and the COVID mess, and LeBron had said something on Twitter, which is kind of confusing. I didn't know what it was. If the meme was Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man, it had said COVID, flu, and cold, and that was a bit mind-boggling. LeBron James is the 3rd player in NBA history to reach 36,000 points.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
The NBA denied the disabled players exemption list for Patrick Williams. Wow. I feel like he needed that because he did get hurt, and then he's going to be out for a hot minute. Ricky Rubio got hurt. I hope he's doing all right. Steph Curry hit his 3,000th career three-pointer.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
Kemba Walker and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Kemba Walker were named Players of the Week. Trae Young returned after missing the Christmas game due to COVID protocols. He played against the Wolves. I think he had 29 points in his return. I thought the Christmas games were pretty good. I think the best one was actually the Lakers and the Nets. I saw the Lakers come back being down 21, but I still think the Lakers have to make some moves. They do. That's all I'm going to say on that. That's really what's happening around the NBA. Let me transition to Maryland basketball. So when I made the video last week, I forgot that the men played Lehigh University today, and it popped on my phone. I was like, oh, I got to watch this game. We won 76-55. They hadn't played a game in 16 days. Which was 16 days is a long time. We played Florida on the 12th. That was 70-68. Eric Ayala, then Dante Scott, Julian Reese all got their swagger back. I've said it again. I'm gonna continue to say it. Give these guys, let them get the rust off. Trust the process. I think it's going to be better. I think as the games progress, it's going to be better. And by the way, these are non-conference games. He had 15 rebounds in this game. Offensive rebounds. We shot 42% from the field, but we're still. I don't know what it is. Like from the three, shot under 30%, and I feel like I don't know if it's just we're just taking. I think we're just trying to just host up a whole heap of threes. I don't know what it is. Now, Fats Russell, I pray that he is okay. He did take a very, very nasty fall. He did have, I think it was 2 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. I think it was. He didn't play after the injury. So I do hope he's okay. I mean, when I looked at the replay, he just banged knees. That's what it was. But it looked from a certain angle, it just didn't look. It looked really weird. It looked really not weird. It looked really scary. It did. Now, Lehigh was a replacement because we were supposed to play Loyola, and they pulled out because of COVID within the program. I hope whoever it is, I hope they might send my thoughts and prayers, get well. So they're our last minute replacement. And the next game we play is Brown University. I kind of do expect the same energy because I think in the second half it definitely we turned it on for the fellas. The energy was high in the second half, and I do hope to see that again against Brown University. Again, that's another non-conference game. The biggest thing is going to come down to is taking shots, try to be consistent shooting the three. But again, I think they'll do okay. Now, the ladies, and I forgot to put the ticker up there, but the ladies were supposed to play Illinois, and because of a COVID case within their program, they decided to pull out. So that game has been postponed until further notice. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I just encourage stay safe. Please be safe out here because this is serious. It's no joke. I just encourage people just to stay safe. Continue to wear masks and all those different things like that. Just please be careful out here. So, unfortunately, the next game the ladies play, I want to say we play them on the 2nd. I think it's the non-conference game. Let's look. Look at the schedule here. Indiana, ranked number 8. And that's on Sunday. And that's not bad. I think that's going to be a good game. But I'm pretty sure that Illinois' game will be rescheduled. I gotta give a shout out. I gotta mention my Towson Tigers. The same thing. They changed their protocols as well because it kind of has been getting a little crazy with the same thing with the rising cases. They beat Navy 69-52. They play James Madison on the 31st. It's the kids' New Year's Eve party at home. It's a home game for us. I think we're going to beat James Madison University 76-60.
Guaranteed.
As the Lady Tigers as well, we were supposed to play Drexel University, though that game got postponed. That was an away game. And then we were supposed to play the University of Delaware as well on the 2nd of the new year. That game has been postponed. We were supposed to play Penn State and the University of Memphis. Those two games were canceled. So I was surprised that happened. I didn't think we would. I felt like the Delaware game would at least we weren't able to play, but we had Towson did make some changes to their COVID protocols. I think they're allowing like 50% capacity. The men, like I said, they're playing Friday against James Madison. The women haven't played since the 11th, and somebody within. Hope they're doing well. Hope they're staying. Hope they, send my thoughts and prayers. We had again Drexel, Delaware. That's not going to happen. So the next game we have is Elon. That's on the 7th. Yes, it's on the 7th. Same thing like with Maryland. Concession stands. That's not going to happen. They're going to enforce indoor mask wearing. And also, too, you get to kind of sit where you want to. Like if if you're not comfortable, or like with some, you can have flexible seating. So like if you want to sit up at the front, hey, you get a front row seat. I actually kind of like that. So yeah, man, that happened as well. So disappointed, but I hope that things will get better as it progresses. We're going to transition into my little lovely neck of the woods, the Washington Mystics. Nathan's plan for the 2022 off season. Okay, look, we have if you remember, the Washington Mystics got the number 1 overall pick, and I'm jumping. I jumped for joy. I'm ecstatic. I think that this is a jump start for this franchise. I do. But let's be realistic. We were 12-22 last year. Our record is what it is. The biggest issue the Mystics have to address, there needs to be depth. When I mean depth, we need to address what is currently on the team. Not saying people got to go. I just look at it from the standpoint of we have to be realistic with us. We have to be realistic about this team. This is not 2019 anymore. Elena Deladon is obviously now missed 2 seasons because of a back injury. I don't know what to expect next year. I would hope to. I'm praying that we get a healthy Deladon back. Tina Charles was won the scoring title. I'm not trying to be funny. I don't think that was the plan. Natasha Cloud didn't look like Natasha Cloud of 2018, 2019. And I wrote an article on bulletsforever.com, and I stand by that article. I do. I look at the injuries that we had. We missed. Alicia Clark didn't play because she suffered an injury overseas. Emma Mieseman committed to being overseas in her home country in Belgium. Erica McCall, she's been dealing with injuries. And then out I don't understand. You had the number 1 overall pick, who I think played well in the bubble, Stella Johnson, Kara Leslie, and Shatori Walker Kimbrell. That's what it was. And no, was it Shatori? I can't remember who it was. I know particularly it was Stella Johnson and Kara Leslie. We cut them. We brought Shatori Walker back. And then we had Megan Gustafson, who I don't feel like it was a good fit. They're going to have to address that. I really, honestly, truthfully feel like the Washington Mystics need to rebuild. I just don't see with the way if we're looking at the way this roster is currently built, it's not, to me, long term. I'm talking long term built to win a championship. I mean, to win it to be relevant, to be on the same level as Connecticut, New York. I'll even say Indiana. Those teams are coming. Like, I don't know what Tina Charles wants to do. I still believe that Nalasia Smith will be the number 1 overall pick.
Guaranteed.
But something tells me Tina Charles goes, okay, because we're going to have to really, really like persuade to say, okay, you see what happened was, you know, that was not what we were expecting. Maisha Hines-Allen, who I know what she's capable of. I saw it in the bubble. She has her upside, her potential is there. I feel like she's our point forward. I just don't know what is going to happen because she's a restricted free agent. Because she also missed injuries. Now, Emma Meeseman, like let's call it what it is. I feel like it's best we move on from her. I get it. I love Emma, but she's committed to playing overseas, and they're more consistent over there. And I just don't see it. I don't. The Mystics need to build on some depth. I think they need a true bench. They need a center, a power forward. They need to develop some more some wing depth, guard depth, because some of these girls that we had, like Lonnie Mitchell, as serviceable as she was, it's time to move on. Shavonte Zellis, she was serviceable. It's time to move on. Shatori Walker Kimbrell, I'll keep her. Sydney Weiss is under contract. Erica McCall's on the contract. I'm looking at some other talent. I've been paying attention to some of the ladies overseas. We had somebody that played for the University in South Carolina, Lele Colts. To me, okay, the eye test, I think she played exceptionally well in Mike's system when the bubble. I think she's someone we should look at. Kalani Brown. Because let's keep it real. When you got to face the Brittany Grinders of the world, the Liz Cambazians of the world, you're going to want to have someone that can match up with them. And I feel like those will be good matchups. As far as guards, I feel like you can get those in the draft and see what's out there. Because we don't have a lot of room, money. We don't have a lot of cap space. I think it's like almost like $500,000 in cap. So he's going to have to cut corners and figure some things out. But I feel like personally for the long term, because I want the Mystics, when Coach T calls it a day, to be in the long term, foundations built. Because I believe Maisha Hines-Allen, Ariel Atkins, and if it's Nalasia Smith, are your cornerstones of the franchise.
Guaranteed.
I want to have a team built. I want this team to compete for at least 10 years. I don't want to see the number 1 overall pick traded and it's egg on our face if it fails after 2-3 years, because now we don't have anything to show for it. The Deladon trade was great, but also, too, look at the Chicago Sky. They had Kalia Copper, and they won a championship. But they got some things, too. A lot of teams got some free agency things to address. But the Mystics definitely have some questions. Then there's some questions that have to be addressed. And I feel like they need pretty much depth at every position. And it's not funny. Like, I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I remember they played, I think it was the New York Liberty or the Indiana Fever. They only had 6 dressed to play. That can't happen. Like, I mean, I looked at some of the mock drafts. Like, a couple of them had us taking Ryan Howard, but the Mystics need everything. And it's not – I just want the team to be sustainable in the long term. That's my point. I'm not saying scrap it. It failed. X, Y, Z. I'm just thinking about the future. For me, I'm a guy that likes to have a dynasty set for years to come, because obviously free agency has destroyed dynasties, and it's documented. And then the Mystics, they have something, to me. They have the pieces to build a dynasty. But I want that dynasty to be for 10 years and so forth. So free agency's coming up for the WNBA. I'm excited because there's definitely going to be some interesting things. Shout out to Kennedy Carter. Saw her, Angel McCoughtry, been mentoring her for a little bit. Great to see someone like Angel McCoughtry. Shout out to her, DMV girl, Louisville, obviously with the Louisville, mentoring, taking her under her wing. Great to see Kenny back on that. Cannot wait to see her back on the court. Angel McCoughtry, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't know where Angel McCoughtry goes. She'll probably go back to Atlanta, but who knows? But anywho, with that being said, as I said, rest in peace to John Madden. I want to play a video that I found on YouTube. It's like his best announcing moments. That's going to be like a little tribute to John Madden, and we're going to close it out with that. If you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Also consider sharing the podcast. Thank you for all that came to join me. This is episode 7. I do apologize if I have not uploaded the recent episodes on Anchor via Spotify. It's just been, look, when Christmas came, the video for New Year, before New Year's Eve, that will be pre-recorded. I will have that out, recorded sometime tomorrow evening, Friday at the latest. But with that being said, let's get into the video. I'm out. Y'all have a good evening. I will see y'all on Friday. Peace.
Bobby Johnson, it's knocked down at the last second. Somebody threw a shoe. There's a pigeon on the field. How did he get in there?
Well, he wanted to get down there. He couldn't get a seat. He tried to get up above, and there was no place. The only place there was only that he could land was right there.
He was in the middle of the action. I thought the shoe came off.
I'll tell you, there's the throw. Johnson really has him beat. And there's the pigeon was right there where Johnson was running. I think there were 2 pigeons there. Johnson's trying to run a post pattern, and the pigeon's getting away.
And they're still there.
That's the old thing. You can run down to the pigeon and turn left.
Goodyear blimps log over 100,000 miles every year covering major sporting events. They've had a beautiful day today. Enjoying it up there, guys?
Now they're inside now, but inside isn't in the middle or on top. That's underneath, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I mean, if you look at that thing, yeah, I never figured. I couldn't see. They're down in here in this group here, I think.
They are. I hope they are.
I don't know why they didn't get up above or something. I don't know why they're underneath it. Notice Troy Aikman's trying to grow a beard, and he just can't do it. I mean, the blonde-haired guys, a lot of them have trouble, but I can't even. I'm looking as close as I can, and I can't see any beard. But that's a 4-day beard, isn't it?
It's a passive attempt.
But it's very, very passive.
Here's Terry Allen. Out to about the 20. There it is.
Here it is. But see, I mean, he got a little in here and a little up there here, but he doesn't have anything here at all. Watch, when you take it off, he doesn't have anything going up in there.
You got to give him time. He just had his 29th birthday.
I know, but I don't think he's doing a very good. I'd quit. I mean, like if you've been working out for like 4 days and that's all you get, and the going gets tough. If it's that tough, just quit.
Well, you can't just quit.
Yes, you can. Well, that's what I was saying. When the going gets tough, quit. Never lose.
That's what a coach is saying in Iowa. Incomplete from Schuler to Allen.
On Thanksgiving, I just wonder where those turkeys are going to be for Thanksgiving.
I have a feeling I know. Kevin Barlow. Well, John, for years at CBS and Fox, it became a tradition, the turkey leg and all of that. And you brought to the knowledge of America the turducken. And so our friends at the Four Seasons cooked you a turducken. There it is.
What that is?
I think it's a turducken.
It is a turducken, but I got to show you how to. I can't show you. I need fresh turducken. I'm going to have crazy turducken. But anyway, here's how you slice it. See, a lot of people don't know. You have to slice it down the middle. See, and then you slice it across this way, because what it is, it's a deboned chicken stuffed in a deboned duck, stuffed in a deboned turkey, with dressing between the chicken and the duck and the duck and the turkey. So as you cut down that way, you go turkey, dressing, duck, dressing, chicken.
You know, one of the great things about your coming over here is I'm able to ask you all of these questions, because for a lot of years I thought a turducken was some sort of a foul crossbreed, but it's not.
Well,
it's just three different things.
Yeah. It's really 5 different things. It's a chicken, a duck, a turkey, and 2 kinds of dressing.
And are you going to have one on your Thanksgiving table?
Yeah, I'm going to have one. I have to bring it though, but because it. Oh, here's a picture of one.
Turducken.
Yeah,
picture. That is it.
And you see, you cut it like right down here. See, and then this is what it looks like inside. See, so you got turkey, then duck, and then dressing, and then chicken.
Oh.
And then you just have to do it that way, or if any of that makes sense.
Now, can I get some hoisin sauce with that? That's unbelievable.
You know, the first time I ever had one of these, I ate it with my fingers, and then I had to shake hands, and I didn't know whether.
Stay away from me. 2nd and 7. That pass is incomplete.
There's no one covering Keyshawn down here in the bottom of the screen.
Now he finds a defender on him. That's his nose the other way. And Creighton, does he make the catch? He got popped? No. Sean Taylor dislodged the football. I'll say incomplete, 4th down. Sean Taylor, the safety, whacked him.
Sean Taylor really came up on that one. You're going to see Patrick Creighton. He's the middle receiver. He's right in this group here. And you see he comes under control to catch that hook. And Sean Taylor, the safety, just comes up and unloads on it. Oh, man. Wow. You're talking about launching. He launched Creighton halfway back to the MD.
Well, they can take me from here standing next to you, which is going to happen. But one thing they can't take is my feeling for you, the friendship we developed. We've been a team, and I'm proud of that fact. We've been a winning team.
And the memories of 21 years and 21 great years, and not only, 21 years of games, but 21 years of being together and everything. As you say, those memories will be with us forever, and they can never be taken away. And I have a plaque here. It's from the playing field to the broadcast booth. Fox Sports salutes 50 years of NFL greatness to Pat Summerall. And this is part of the goalpost from Yankee Stadium. New York Giants 13, Cleveland Browns 10. Pat Summerall kicks winning 49-yard field goal.
Well, John, I can't thank you enough. I thought at first that was the bench where I was sitting most of the time.
That's what the old goalposts look
Well,
like.
I'll cherish that as well. Let's go down to JB.
Number 99. Elway asking for quiet. Don't forget he can roll out and likes to. Reasons. Like a shot.
That is great football. Gary Reasons on that drive made 3 of the best hits I've ever seen him make in his life. I've ever seen anyone make, and this is the best of the 3 best.
Wow.
Look at the determination. He reads run the whole way. He reads Humphrey the whole way. He takes off for the jump before Humphrey takes off for his jump. That is football.
Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.